The Philadelphia 76ers have been in the news for nothing but the Ben Simmons situation since the playoffs. All everyone can talk about is where Simmons is getting traded to and whether or not he's really getting traded. They've been having an alright season but pretty underwhelming for a team which was the first seed last year. They just beat the Celtics, and after watching Embiid absolutely dominate in that fourth quarter and play like one of the very best players in the NBA throughout the game, I really wanted to talk about this team. So let's get into it.
They be like, what? Can you teach me how to dirty? You know why? Cause all the bitches love it. All I need is a beat that's super bumpin'. And for you to back it up and dump it.
Leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I drop regular NBA content, and with the NBA season going on, this should interest you, so do subscribe to the channel. Moving on to the video. So first, let's talk about this Ben Simmons situation, and you've probably heard everything you need to about this. So let me keep it short because there's really only one point I want to make about this. From a pure front office point of view and a Clutch vs Morey point of view, I actually really like the way Morey handled this situation. He never really budged and took a lesser offer just because Rich Paul and Ben Simmons threw so many tantrums, and he stood his ground. Because theoretically, he shouldn't have to trade Ben Simmons even if Ben is asking out, because Ben is under contract for multiple years, is a 25-year-old all-star caliber player who also happens to be one of the most disruptive defenders in the league. Ben isn't being given his contract money, and the Sixers have played this situation almost perfectly. Though I have my issues with the way the situation has been handled from both sides on a mental health point of view, that isn't the point here. But the reason I brought up the Ben Simmons situation is because though the 76ers have played this situation really well from a front office point of view, they're still an underwhelming team in the regular season this year. And when you watch Joel Embiid play like the superstar he is and absolutely take over and dominate the games in the clutch like he did against the Celtics, it feels hard to digest that the 76ers are basically throwing away this 1 year of the prime just for the situation. Because let's be honest, the 76ers really aren't a threat in the Eastern Conference without Ben Simmons, and until the situation is handled, no one is really going to, and rightfully so, take the 76ers seriously. And when you consider Joel Embiid's injury history and the fact that his prime has a very high chance of being shorter than you'd like, 1 year is a really long time and 1 season is really valuable for you. Your championship window can be smaller than you'd like, and throwing away an entire season is something I feel hard to digest. Embiid has been one of the 5 odd best players in the league when healthy this season, averaging 28 points per game, 12 rebounds per game and 5 assists per game on 58% true shooting since coming back from injury. He has been the second best player or the best post player in the league for another season, and has easily been the most dominant low post player in this season, averaging 7 points per game at the post. He has been awesome from mid-range, shooting 42% from 10 to 16 feet and 46% from 16 to 3-point line this year. He has been one of the best scorers in the league, and him being as dominant as he is drawing 10 free throws per game again. The most impressive part about him this season, in my opinion, has been his playmaking. He's a much improved passer and decision maker this season, especially off double teams, averaging 5 assists per game this season per 75 possessions. Embiid has been carrying this team on both ends of the floor, and that is undeniable. The 76ers are 9 points better with Embiid on the floor this season. Their offense is 3 points better with him on the floor, and he anchors a defense which is ranked top 10 when Embiid is on the floor, in contrast to a defense which ranks bottom 10 with him off the floor. Embiid has actually improved this season, even though he literally played a historic MVP level season last year. Though his point per game has gone down, he has been just as dominant lately, and his playmaking jump shows me that it's going to get better as the season progresses. There are actually a decent amount of positive players for the 76ers this season, which speaks to how dominant the rest of the Eastern Conference has been and how bad the non-positive players for the 76ers have been. Seth Curry is having a career year for them, being one of the most efficient scorers in all of basketball. He has especially been awesome while playing alongside Embiid this year, averaging 17 points per game and 3 assists per game on a ridiculous 57-45-80 efficiency. His pull-up shooting has taken a massive leap. He averaged 4.5 points per game on 43% from the field on all pull-ups last year, whereas this year he's scoring 7 points per game on 51.4% on all pull-ups. Embiid has assisted Seth Curry 33 times this season, which shows how effective their two-man game has been this season. They have an offensive rating of 113 with both of them on the floor this season, which should rank top 5 in the entire league. He's been making up for the shot making lag they had last year, and both him and Maxey have actually been so good this season, it might actually be a makeup for the shot creating lag they had last year. And I'm pretty sure this is the reason why they said no to any offers from the Blazers about CJ McCollum. Though Maxey has been significantly better without Embiid this season, averaging 22.4 points per game and 5 assists per game without Embiid, Maxey's great off-ball game and good shot creating game should theoretically complement Embiid's insane scoring gravity at the post and improve playmaking ability. So though Maxey is averaging 9 less points on the 17 games he's played with Embiid, I expect this pairing to get better as the season progresses. Ironically enough, Simmons and Maxey would be an awesome fit alongside each other. And this is the reason why I actually like the rumors about getting Jeremy Grant for the Sixers. What the 76ers really need right now is an elite 3-and-D player who can do more than just 3 on offense without being a liability, which is exactly who Grant is. The problem with Thibault, though he's one of the best perimeter defenders of all time really, is that he's a 0 on offense. He's an alright slasher but can't shoot to save his life. This makes life much harder for a guy like Joel Embiid because it allows opposing teams to double team Embiid without any hesitation. This is also part of the reason why the Simmons-Embiid duo had their issues last year. There are more guys on this team who are either alright or are terrible like Tobias Harris, which is not great. So the 76ers are like one piece away in my opinion, and that piece is either Ben Simmons or a Ben Simmons type player they acquire from a trade. They have a generational talent and a superstar in Joel Embiid, while already having multiple pieces who I can see being on this roster if they do happen to win a championship around Embiid. They're one piece away, and I really want them to get that player as soon as possible because Joel Embiid, that man is special. He can be the best player on any given night against any given player, and that is really hard to find. Embiid is the definition of the process, and if they want that process to go down as a success, they need to build as good of a team possible around the reward of that horrendous losing for multiple years, Joel Embiid. With that, we have come to the end of the video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, comment your thoughts on this video in the comment section.